Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine a technology that's not just, tweaking businesses, but fundamentally redefining the playing field. We're talking about a competitive chasm that's getting so wide, it's basically rewriting the rulebook on who wins and who struggles in just about every industry. That, right now, is the landscape of artificial intelligence in 2025. Today, we're diving deep into some incredibly timely sources focusing on a key report about AI adoption and the growing competitive gap between leaders and laggards. We'll explore how AI has transitioned from an experimental curiosity to a core driver of business success, creating what some are calling an AI divide. Our mission in this deep dive is to extract the critical nuggets of knowledge about this rapidly widening gap and truly understand its implications for productivity, profitability, innovation, and even, well, long-term business survival. We're going to make sure you quickly become well-informed on this crucial topic, offering surprising facts and practical insights that cut through the noise and get straight to what matters.
What's truly fascinating here, beyond the headlines, is just how quickly AI has become, well, a non-negotiable for competitive advantage. We won't just look at what the trends are, but delve into why certain organizations are surging ahead, and importantly, what it means if you or your company isn't keeping pace. This raises a really important question for all of us. Is AI adoption now simply table stakes for staying relevant, for even remaining in the game? The data we're looking at today paints a very clear and sometimes, frankly, stark picture of this unfolding reality.
Yeah, the adoption numbers are truly eye-opening. For years, AI usage hovered around, 50% of organizations, almost like a niche technology.
Right.
But the past 2 years have seen an unprecedented surge. By 2024, the share of companies globally using AI jumped to about 72%, according to McKinsey's survey. And Stanford's 2025 AI Index notes it even higher, at 78% of organizations using AI in 2024, which is a steep one-year increase from 55% in 2023. So what exactly was the pivotal moment, the tipping point, if you will, that transformed AI from an experimental concept into an indispensable business driver for so many companies?
That's a critical question. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it wasn't just one factor, but really a perfect storm of technological breakthroughs meeting undeniable business value. The pivotal moment was undoubtedly the arrival of powerful, much more user-friendly generative AI models. Think particularly something like GPT-4 back in 2023. These models made AI much more accessible, more intuitive, and its applications became immediately apparent to a far broader range of businesses, not just the tech giants with their dedicated AI labs anymore.
Right. Suddenly, everyone could sort of see it.
Exactly. Suddenly, companies could see how AI could directly improve their outcomes, from automating mundane customer service inquiries to generating creative content, summarizing vast amounts of data, even helping with coding. It wasn't just tech for tech's sake anymore. Suddenly, companies could see it directly boosting their bottom line. And that, I think, is what really pushed AI mainstream in the enterprise, moving it from the experimental stage into core operations and driving that explosive growth in adoption rates.
Okay, so while North America and Europe often grab the headlines as AI innovation hubs, the data reveals a fascinating twist in terms of actual widespread deployment. Which countries are quietly deploying AI at scale, perhaps even surprising us with their practical approach?
Yeah, it's a very interesting divergence. Surveys strongly indicate that Asia-Pacific companies are adopting AI at a faster rate on average. They're not just talking about AI, they're actively putting it into practice, building it into their daily operations.
Actually using it.
Precisely. China and India, for instance, lead the pack with roughly 58% and 57% of firms deploying AI, respectively. That's huge. Now, contrast that with only about 25% of U.S. companies reporting AI adoption in 2024.
Only 25%. That's surprisingly low, given the investment talk.
It is. And it suggests that the U.S., despite its dominant investment in AI research and startup funding, isn't translating that into broad-based implementation as quickly as these emerging economies. Particularly in sectors like manufacturing, healthcare, and government services, they're quietly putting it to work. Many Western companies, by comparison, appear to be moving more gradually in their deployment, which is a stark difference in approach.
That's a huge disparity in U.S. adoption versus Asia-Pacific, especially given America's investment leadership. Beyond just public sentiment, what other factors are driving this rapid practical deployment in places like China and India? Is it government policy, maybe different cultural approaches to innovation, or perhaps even less stringent regulatory hurdles?
That's a really insightful question, and it's definitely multifaceted. While public optimism certainly plays a role, as we'll discuss, a significant factor in China and India is often government policy. Both countries have explicitly prioritized AI development and deployment as national strategic imperatives.
Top-down push.
Exactly, sometimes offering subsidies or creating dedicated zones to encourage adoption. Furthermore, the sheer scale of their economies and populations often provides vast data sets. And data, as we know, is the fuel for AI models, allowing for rapid iteration and deployment. There's also perhaps a different cultural approach to technological adoption in some of these regions, sometimes less burdened by legacy systems and more open to rapid, large-scale implementation of new technologies, especially if it offers clear efficiency gains. So yeah, it's a combination of those top-down strategic pushes and a ground-up willingness to integrate.
Given these striking regional differences, how does this uneven progress sum up globally? What's the overall picture for AI adoption across the world?
Well, the global average adoption rate clearly reflects this uneven but accelerating trend. It more than doubled from about 20% in 2020 to around 47% by 2024. So what we see is that while AI adoption is truly a global phenomenon now, it's certainly not an even one. Applied AI deployment has clear regional leaders who are really pulling ahead in terms of putting the technology into practice. And then others who are catching up, but maybe at a different pace, driven by different priorities and sometimes different cultural or regulatory landscapes.
Another intriguing point is the disparity in investment versus actual deployment.
Right.
Where is the money flowing globally? And how does something as intangible as public sentiment play into this very tangible race?
Right, this is fascinating. The United States absolutely dominates in absolute AI investment, reaching a staggering $109.1 billion in 2024.
Wow, 109 billion.
Yeah, huge number. To put that in perspective, that's nearly 12 times China's $9.3 billion and far exceeding the UK's $4.5 billion. This reflects immense venture funding and corporate R&D pouring into the US tech sector, particularly into cutting-edge AI research and startups. China, meanwhile, leads in AI scale and integration, meaning they're applying it broadly across industries. And you hit on public sentiment. Over 80% of the Chinese public see AI as more beneficial than harmful.
80%.
Yeah.
Compared to the bet, what was it?
Only about 39–40% optimism in North America and Europe. A stark contrast. And this raises an important question. Does that public acceptance in China make it easier for businesses and governments to integrate AI without as much pushback or skepticism, potentially accelerating deployment?
Seems plausible.
It does.
Yeah.
The surprising truth might be that dollars alone don't buy widespread AI adoption. National public optimism might act as an invisible hand, accelerating integration far more effectively than sheer investment, often leading to faster, less fragmented deployment.
Any specific regional examples of this integrated focus you mentioned, where AI is truly woven into the fabric of daily life or government services?
Absolutely. Singapore, for instance, has made an impressive leap. 90% of its government services are now AI-powered.
90%. That's incredible.
Think about that. Almost every interaction a citizen has with their government could be touched by AI. They've also achieved world-leading AI adoption in finance, with 64% of financial firms using AI and in healthcare diagnostics. This demonstrates a deliberate, government-backed push for widespread AI integration, leveraging it to enhance public services and key economic sectors. It really showcases how a concerted national strategy can lead to deep, practical integration.
And Europe. How does it fit into this global picture, given its unique and often cautious approach?
Europe is somewhat slower in commercial AI uptake, currently holding about 15% of the global AI market share. However, it's carving out a distinct leadership role in another critical area, regulating AI.
Right, the EU AI Act.
Exactly. With initiatives like the groundbreaking EU AI Act, Europe is expected to influence about 43% of global AI governance norms. This proactive regulatory stance is a distinct regional focus, aiming to ensure ethical and safe AI deployment. This focus on trust and responsible AI could, over time, foster greater public confidence and potentially accelerate adoption as clearer, safer guidelines emerge, even if it means a slower start. It's a strategic long game, really.
So in summary, we're seeing a broad surge in AI usage worldwide, but also deep regional divides. Some countries and sectors racing ahead in practical implementation and enjoying significant early benefits. It's a complex and dynamic picture, certainly.
Indeed. The global AI landscape in 2025 is defined by this dual reality. A widespread recognition of AI's power leading to increased adoption, but also distinct national and regional strategies that are creating varied paces of deployment and different areas of leadership. Some countries are prioritizing regulation, others rapid large-scale integration, and still others cutting-edge research. This mosaic means that while AI is becoming ubiquitous, How it's being used and its immediate impact varies greatly, creating these very real competitive divides we're talking about.
Now, let's pull back from the global map and sharpen our focus. How are these AI currents literally reshaping the competitive battleground within specific industries? From your bank account to the factory floor, and who's emerging as the new titans in transformation?
Well, AI is transforming nearly every industry, but the degree and nature of benefits vary significantly. Crucially, industries that embrace digital technology early on, think high-tech, finance, telecom, tend to be ahead in AI adoption, simply because they already have the digital infrastructure and, maybe more importantly, the data-driven mindsets in place. They had a head start.
Makes sense.
More traditional sectors are only now catching up, or frankly, risk being left behind in a rapidly evolving competitive landscape. The journey looks different depending on where an industry started from in its digital maturity, which profoundly impacts how quickly and effectively they can integrate AI.
The financial sector was one of the earliest and heaviest investors in AI, perhaps because of its inherently data-intensive nature. What are banks and fintech firms doing with it? And what tangible results are they seeing in terms of, say, efficiency and customer experience?
The financial services sector truly is an early adopter and continues to lead in AI implementation. They're using AI for everything from real-time fraud detection.
Which is huge for them.
Absolutely, flagging suspicious transactions in milliseconds, to sophisticated algorithmic trading that executes complex strategies faster than any human possibly could. They're also enhancing customer service with advanced chatbots that can handle millions of inquiries and performing complex risk modeling for loans and investments. A recent BCG study found that 35% of banking companies and nearly half of fintech firms, 49% to be precise, rank as AI leaders. That's far above the cross-industry average.
So almost half of fintechs are leaders.
Yeah, it indicates deep integration into their core operations. And think about the productivity of knowledge workers and finance analysts, accountants, loan officers. That's getting a dramatic boost by automating mundane tasks like document review, compliance checks, data entry, freeing them for higher value work.
Can you give us a concrete example of this efficiency boost, something really specific that highlights the scale of the impact?
Absolutely. Take JP Morgan Chase's in-house AI platform, KOI, which stands for Contract Intelligence. This platform can analyze incredibly complex legal documents in mere seconds, extracting key clauses, identifying inconsistencies. This task, before AI, used to consume an astounding 360,000 hours of lawyers' time each year.
360,000 hours.
Annually. Now it's done with fewer errors and a mere fraction of the effort. And beyond this incredible efficiency, AI also unlocks completely new capabilities. For instance, anomaly detection AI systems can flag fraudulent transactions in real time, protecting assets and saving banks millions. And robo-advisors and algorithmic trading strategies are now managing investment portfolios with AI, often outperforming human-only investment approaches in speed and complexity by reacting to market changes in milliseconds.
And what about customer service? You mentioned chatbot.
Right. Major banks like Bank of America have deployed AI chatbots, such as Erica, for 247 customer inquiries. This drastically improves service availability and responsiveness. The cumulative impact is substantial. Early estimates suggest AI could generate up to $1.2 trillion in additional gross value added, or GVA, for the financial sector by 2035.
That's an enormous number.
It is. Essentially adding the entire economic output of a country like Mexico to the global financial sector purely from AI's leverage. Even in the near term, 2/3 of top AI adopters in finance reported over 25% improvement in their revenue growth rate thanks to AI. This raises that important question for lagging firms. How long can they sustain higher fraud losses, slower loan processing, and difficulty meeting digital customer expectations? Especially when fintech disruptors are fundamentally AI first in their design, setting a new bar for speed and efficiency. The competitive pressure is truly immense.
Healthcare's adoption has been more gradual than finance, perhaps due to the incredibly high stakes involved, but it's definitely catching up. Where is AI making the most significant difference here, and what are the unique challenges healthcare faces in implementing this technology?
Healthcare's adoption has indeed been cautious, but by 2025, AI is truly beginning to revolutionize many aspects of medicine. We're seeing it applied across the board for drug discovery, where custom AI models assist in safer, more precise drug development by rapidly analyzing molecular structures and potential interactions. In medical imaging, AI analysis systems can scan X-rays, MRIs, CT scans to detect anomalies with expert-level accuracy, often spotting subtle indicators of disease earlier than the human eye, aiding early detection.
So potentially saving lives through earlier diagnosis.
Exactly. For example, Pathology AI, like Path AI, improves cancer diagnoses, and platforms such as Tempest personalize cancer treatment by analyzing a patient's vast genetic and clinical data to recommend targeted therapies. These implementations hint at enormous potential for quicker diagnoses and truly personalized medicine, leading to better patient outcomes.
But there are challenges, right, given the high stakes.
Absolutely. You hit on an important point. The sector has been particularly cautious with generative AI and automated decision-making due to the incredibly strict accuracy and safety requirements inherent in high-stakes medical environments. A misdiagnosis or an incorrect treatment recommendation from AI carries immense risks. You can't afford errors. Nevertheless, momentum is building rapidly. Healthcare organizations are now among the top quartile of AI spenders globally, indicating substantial investment. Many hospitals are strategically using AI for back-office tasks, things like optimizing scheduling, streamlining billing, automating health record documentation. This frees up valuable clinicians' time for direct patient care.
So improving efficiency behind the scenes.
Precisely. For instance, Coherent Solutions uses AI transcription for optical prescriptions, interpreting handwritten notes and automatically recommending correct lenses, a task historically prone to human error. The regulatory environment is also evolving rapidly. The FDA, for example, approved over 220 AI-enabled medical devices in 2023. That's a huge leap from just a handful back in 2015. Laggards in healthcare face higher costs, potentially suboptimal results, and could miss crucial diagnoses or slow down vital R&D in a field where data is exploding. Not using AI could mean a significant disadvantage in both care quality and innovation, directly impacting patient well-being and a hospital's reputation.
Move into manufacturing, which is undergoing a massive digital transformation with AI at its core.
Mm.
What are we seeing on factory floors, and what kind of adoption rates are we observing? How is AI literally changing how products are made?
This sector is indeed one of the frontrunners. Surveys in 2025 show that over 77% of manufacturers have implemented AI to some extent. That's a notable increase from 70% just back in 2023.
Over three-quarters now.
Yeah, this high adoption rate reflects the very tangible benefits AI is delivering. A major application is AI-powered predictive maintenance. Sensors on machines and machine learning models continuously monitor equipment health to predict failures before they happen.
So proactive maintenance.
Exactly. Think about it. Replacing a part before it breaks, not after. Studies indicate predictive maintenance can reduce unplanned downtime by up to 50% and cut maintenance costs by 10–40%. For large players like GE and Bosch, this translates into far fewer costly production stoppages and significantly longer machine lifespans. Big savings.
Beyond maintenance, how else is AI transforming manufacturing operations and even product design? Are we talking about a complete reimagining of the production line?
We truly are, in many ways. AI is also significantly improving quality control and yield optimization. Computer vision systems, powered by AI, are deployed on production lines to inspect products in real time, detecting defects far more accurately and consistently than manual checks. This improves product quality and drastically reduces waste. Generative design tools, also powered by AI, are enabling engineers to create optimized component designs for weight or strength that a human might not even conceive, really enhancing product development and innovation.
So better designs, too.
Absolutely. In terms of broader operations, Industry 4.0, which combines AI with robotics and IoT, allows for intelligent automation in assembly and logistics. Many manufacturers now employ collaborative robots or cobots that work side by side with humans, guided by AI to perform precise, repetitive tasks efficiently, increasing both speed and safety.
Cobots, right, working with humans.
Exactly. And leading manufacturers are also heavily investing in AI for supply chain management, 49% citing it as a top investment area, and big data analytics at 43% to improve forecasting and decision-making. Imagine an AI system analyzing global supply chain data from weather patterns to geopolitical events to predict inventory needs and automatically adjust orders, avoiding both costly shortages and overstock. Front-running firms like Tesla use AI not just to cut costs, but to increase flexibility and innovation speed, leveraging it for both self-driving algorithms in their products and in hyper-efficient manufacturing automation.
What's the gap here for manufacturers who aren't adopting as quickly? What's the real-world consequence of being an AI laggard on the factory floor?
For manufacturers lagging in AI, the gap is widening rapidly. Plants that haven't upgraded with AI suffer more unplanned downtime, lower yield due to undetected defects, and higher labor costs compared to smart factories. A 2025 industry survey found that more than half of manufacturers, 56%, are unsure if their legacy systems are even ready for AI integration.
That's a big hurdle.
It is. It highlights a significant concern that outdated infrastructure is holding some firms back. In contrast, those that have modernized are already reaping rewards. Around 28-31% of their AI use cases in production and inventory management are already in full production, leading to leaner, more responsive, and ultimately more profitable operations. Ultimately, manufacturers that scale AI across their operations enjoy better uptime, superior quality control, and faster responsiveness to demand. It's a competitive edge that compounds over time, making it incredibly hard for laggards to compete.
AI is reshaping retail significantly, especially how consumers interact with brands and make purchasing decisions. What are the key benefits we're seeing, and how are other industries leveraging AI, creating a clear pattern across the board?
Yeah, in retail and consumer businesses, AI is truly enhancing customer experiences and directly boosting sales. Retailers use AI for sophisticated demand forecasting, predicting what you'll want, sometimes before you even know it yourself. They also use it for highly personalized marketing campaigns, making ads feel like they were made just for you, and for scalable online customer service. A recent Deloitte Outlook noted that generative AI has quickly become invaluable in commerce. For instance, retailers saw an impressive 15% higher conversion rates by using AI chatbots during the 2024 Black Friday shopping weekend.
50% higher conversions just from chatbots.
That's what the data suggests. These AI chatbots can handle customer inquiries at scale, recommend products, even resolve issues, directly lifting sales conversion and customer satisfaction. E-commerce leaders like Amazon pioneered AI-driven recommendation engines that account for a large portion of sales, and now even mid-size retailers deploy similar algorithms to personalize the entire shopping journey. Inventory management is another key area where AI systems analyze sales data and external factors to optimize stock levels, reducing both costly stockouts and excess unsold inventory.
And outside these major sectors, where else is AI making inroads?
While outside these major sectors, AI adoption is naturally very high in technology and software. About 46% of software companies are identified as leaders, leveraging AI for everything from advanced R&D to ensuring IT reliability. Telecommunications and media use AI for network optimization, making your internet faster, and for content personalization, tailoring your news feed or streaming recommendations. Transportation and logistics leverage it for route planning and increasingly for autonomous vehicles. Energy and utilities use it for smart grid management and predictive maintenance of power infrastructure. Even the public sector is adopting AI for citizen queries, tax fraud detection, and traffic light optimization. Though it's worth noting the use of AI in predictive policing raises complex ethical considerations that need careful societal discussion and oversight regarding fairness and bias.
Right, that's a critical point. So the common pattern emerging here is clear across all these industries, isn't it? It's not just a specific few seeing benefits, it's a fundamental shift.
Indeed, the pattern is undeniable. Organizations that integrated AI earlier are seeing tangible, compounding benefits across the board. They're achieving higher efficiency, discovering new revenue streams, and significantly improving customer engagement. Those that delayed are now scrambling to catch up, facing increasing competitive pressure. It's also important to note that while the gap in experience and data assets between early adopters and latecomers is significant, the cost of AI compute is declining about 30% annually.
So it's getting cheaper to get started.
Right, which makes advanced AI more affordable. So even sectors that lagged initially, like construction or education, are starting to find viable use cases. However, the accumulated advantage of the early adopters in terms of refined data, superior models, and deeply integrated organizational learning is a substantial barrier for those trying to close the gap. It's not just about buying the tech, it's about years of experience.
We've talked about the qualitative impacts and the operational shifts, but for many businesses, it always comes back to the bottom line. Can we put some hard numbers to these AI gains? What are the measurable returns companies are actually seeing, starting with productivity improvements?
Absolutely. AI tools are profoundly impacting productivity by automating low-value tasks and augmenting human work, leading to significant time savings and output gains. We mentioned JP Morgan's Koyan platform earlier. That one AI application alone saved 360,000 hours of legal work annually. To put that in perspective, that's equivalent to about 180 full-time jobs, freeing those lawyers for higher value, more complex tasks, and dramatically boosting productivity in that function.
Huge productivity jump.
Massive. On a broader scale, consulting firm Accenture projects AI could boost labor productivity in the U.S. by a staggering 35% by 2035, with similar boosts in other advanced economies. Specific AI applications are already delivering. Predictive maintenance, as noted in manufacturing, reduces unplanned downtime by up to 50%, effectively increasing productive time for factories. And in software development, AI coding assistants have been shown to speed up programming tasks for developers by double-digit percentages. These aren't just marginal gains, they are truly transformative shifts in how work gets done.
What about the return on investment for these AI initiatives? Are companies seeing a real financial payoff that justifies these massive investments?
The ROI on AI investments is increasingly evident and, frankly, quite impressive. Organizations are now seeing about $3.70 in returns for every $1 invested in generative AI and related technologies on average. That's particularly within the first wave of Gen AI deployment in 2023-2024.
So nearly $4 back for every dollar spent.
Yeah, that 3.7x ROI is a very strong signal that AI can be a high-yield investment when it's strategically aligned to business needs and properly implemented. The Stanford AI Index 2025 documented for the first time that an overwhelming 92% of early adopting firms report positive returns on their AI investments. This indicates that while not every single AI project is a guaranteed success, the overall trend for those embracing it is overwhelmingly positive, far outstripping the initial investment.
This is where the divide really gets stark. How much are AI leaders outperforming laggards financially in terms of profitability and what they're returning to their shareholders?
The gap is not just noticeable, it's profoundly impactful, creating significant wealth disparities between companies. McKinsey research found that companies with leading AI and digital capabilities outperform laggards by a factor of 2x to 6x on total shareholder returns, or TSR, across every industry they studied.
2 to 6 times higher returns for shareholders.
Yes. That means for every dollar invested, leaders are giving their shareholders 2 to 6 times more money back than the companies lagging behind a truly stunning wealth creation gap. To break that down further, in insurance, leaders achieved 5-year TSR growth 6 times higher than lagging companies. 6 times. In consumer packaged goods and retail, leaders performed 3 times better. Even in retail banking, where the market is often considered mature, digital and AI leaders had an 8% average annual TSR from 2018-2022 versus a mere 5% for laggards. That gap compounds significantly over time.
So the rich get richer,
In a
essentially.
business sense, yes. These differences don't just happen. They stem directly from AI-driven improvements in customer acquisition, lower cost to serve, and accelerated innovation, all leading to better top-line and bottom-line results.
Beyond total shareholder returns, how is AI affecting market share and how investors value companies? Are investors actively rewarding AI-savvy firms and punishing those that are behind?
Absolutely. Companies leveraging AI can capture significant market share by either dramatically improving their offerings or by significantly reducing prices due to lower operational costs. For instance, in e-commerce, AI-driven personalization and recommendation engines lead directly to higher conversion rates, giving those companies a measurable edge over competitors because they know their customers better. On the cost side, Tribe AI reports that some AI-enabled competitors operate at 30–50% lower costs while delivering superior customer experiences. That's a combination that laggards simply cannot match.
Lower costs and better experience. Tough to beat.
Extremely tough. Companies that delay AI adoption quickly see their margins erode because they can't price or respond as aggressively as their AI-efficient rival. And critically, investors are indeed rewarding firms seen as AI leaders. In 2023-2024, there was a notable stock market trend where companies announcing strategic AI initiatives or possessing strong AI intellectual property saw their stock valuations climb significantly. Investors are anticipating future earnings growth propelled by AI.
So the market sees it coming.
Clearly. It's clear that AI is now a major factor in how markets perceive and value a company's future potential and its ability to compete.
So it's not just that leaders are ahead, but they're pulling even further ahead, creating a compounding effect that seems almost impossible for laggards to overcome, right? It sounds like a virtuous cycle versus a vicious cycle.
That's a perfect way to put it, exactly. The benefits of AI tend to compound over time, creating precisely what you call a virtuous cycle for leaders. Leading adopters continuously build data advantages because their AI is used more, it generates more data, which makes the AI even better, and they also foster organizational learning that accelerates their gains. This compounding effect is clearly evidenced by the fact that the gap between leaders and laggards is widening significantly. McKinsey's AI Maturity Index spread between top and bottom firms increased by 60% from the late 2010s to early 2020s.
60% wider gap.
Yes. This means the leaders aren't just ahead. They are pulling further ahead each year as their advanced AI capabilities enable faster innovation cycles and efficiency improvements that laggards simply can't easily replicate. The data is clear. AI adoption, done right, correlates with better business performance across multiple metrics: productivity, profitability, growth, valuation. Most organizations now report measurable benefits from AI where it's deployed, with 92% of early adopting firms seeing positive returns on their AI investments. Ignoring this trend is increasingly risky and strategically perilous for any organization.
Let's bring these numbers to life with some specific examples. In finance, how does a giant like JP Morgan Chase exemplify AI leadership, turning these abstract benefits into concrete results?
JP Morgan Chase has truly demonstrated AI leadership by investing heavily in AI and technology for over a decade, making it a central part of their strategy. We mentioned their Coin platform, automating contract review, saving 360,000 hours annually. That's a massive shift in how legal work is done. But that's just one example. They have dozens of similar AI initiatives across trading, where AI-driven algorithms optimize portfolios in real time.
Making money faster.
Exactly. In fraud detection, catching suspicious activity faster than ever. In customer service, with advanced chatbots. And even in their internal IT operations. They also deploy robo-advisors for wealth management and use AI for credit risk modeling to make more precise, lower-risk lending decisions. This deep and broad integration has resulted in superior efficiency ratios, meaning they do more with less and significant market share gains. Between 2018 and 2022, JP Morgan, as a tech-forward leader bank, enjoyed notably higher stock growth and total shareholder returns than many regional banks that invested less.
And what about the laggard side in finance? How does a traditional regional bank compare to JP Morgan's aggressive AI adoption? And what are the tangible consequences of that gap?
Right. Consider a traditional regional bank that, until recently, did very little with AI, still relying on manual loan processing and basic rule-based fraud detection. These laggard banks inherently face significantly higher operating costs due to less automation, slower customer service without 247 AI chatbots for instant responses, and higher risk exposure because they lacked advanced fraud detection or sophisticated risk analytics. In 2023-2024, as nimble fintech startups and even the big banks like JP Morgan rolled out AI-powered offerings like personalized insights in banking apps or instant loan approvals, these smaller traditional banks found themselves losing younger, digitally savvy customers who gravitate towards better, faster digital experiences.
Losing the next generation of customers.
Precisely. The gap is so evident that 81% of large financial firms now report feeling immense pressure to integrate AI just to stay competitive. The JP Morgan case illustrates how a leader uses AI offensively to cut costs and offer innovative, new, tech-driven products, whereas laggards end up playing defense, struggling with outdated processes, and steadily losing ground in customers.
In manufacturing, Bosch is often cited as an AI success story, transforming a traditional industry. How did they achieve this, and what were the tangible benefits they saw on the factory floor?
Bosch, the German engineering and manufacturing giant, is a prime example of an incumbent that successfully transformed with AI, becoming a digital leader. They implemented AI globally across their manufacturing plants for predictive maintenance, quality control, and energy management. By deploying an AI-powered predictive maintenance program, Bosch significantly reduced machine downtime. Case studies suggest cuts of around 20–25% in some pilot factories and greatly improved overall equipment effectiveness.
That's huge for a factory. Like finding free production time.
Exactly. It's like taking a factory that used to shut down for half a working day and suddenly having it running almost continuously. The impact on production and profits is immense. They also use advanced AI vision systems for 100% quality inspection, which catches defects that human inspectors might miss, reducing costly recalls and warranty claims. And crucially, Bosch also proactively retrained its workforce to work alongside AI-driven systems, like collaborative robots or cobots. Robots designed to assist humans, not replace them. They fostered a culture of data-driven continuous improvement. This made their production lines far more flexible and efficient, allowing them to handle customization and small batch production economically, a key competitive advantage in modern manufacturing.
And what about the contracting laggard in manufacturing? What challenges do they face if they don't adapt? And what's the potential long-term cost?
Well, a mid-sized auto parts factory that has been slow to adopt AI might still rely on traditional, scheduled maintenance, meaning they fix machines only after they break down.
Reactive, not proactive.
Right. Leading to frequent unexpected breakdowns and higher defect rates compared to AI-equipped facilities. Without AI-driven demand forecasting, they might overproduce some parts and underproduce others, tying up capital in excess inventory or losing sales opportunities due to stockouts. This leads to declining reputation and margins, and they could ultimately lose contracts to more reliable suppliers who promise near-zero defects thanks to AI-powered quality control. The AI leader gains both cost leadership and better consistency, allowing it to grab market share, while the laggard faces persistent operational inefficiencies and risks being outmaneuvered in the market. The cost of not adapting isn't just lost profit, it's potentially losing your place in the supply chain altogether.
In healthcare, Tempus stands out as an AI leader, spearheading precision medicine. What's their innovative approach, and how is it truly changing patient care?
Tempus is a health tech company that really exemplifies AI leadership in healthcare by specializing in precision medicine. They've built a platform that uses AI to analyze vast amounts of clinical and molecular data to personalize cancer treatment. By 2025, Tempus has amassed one of the largest libraries of clinical data, leveraging machine learning to find patterns and, for instance, predict which cancer therapies will work best for a patient based on their specific genetic markers.
Tailoring treatment to the individual.
Exactly. This AI-driven approach has allowed Tempus to partner with leading hospitals, offering diagnostics that significantly improve patient outcomes, such as identifying effective treatments faster for certain cancers. Hospitals that work with or emulate Tempus's AI-driven model become leaders in providing cutting-edge care, attracting both patients and crucial research funding. Beyond that, some advanced hospitals also use AI for optimizing operating room schedules, automating image analysis to flag possible tumors for radiologists, and even for patient triage in emergency departments to prioritize cases by severity. The outcomes for these leader institutions include faster diagnoses, higher treatment success rates in certain cases, and much more efficient use of staff and equipment.
What happens if a hospital or a healthcare provider doesn't embrace this level of AI integration? What are the practical real-world consequences of being a laggard in healthcare, where the stakes are so high?
Well, a laggard hospital or clinic network continues with wholly manual processes. This means radiologists read images without an AI second opinion, oncologists design treatment plans without the benefit of genomic insights provided by AI, and administrative tasks like coding and billing are all done manually. Such a hospital will likely find its diagnostic error rates or turnaround times lagging behind peers. For example, without AI, a pathology lab might take significantly longer to identify a disease, whereas an AI-augmented lab might do it in a fraction of the time, potentially saving lives.
Critical delays.
Absolutely. Patient outcomes and satisfaction can suffer, and the hospital could start losing high-value patients to more technologically advanced centers. Moreover, staff at laggard hospitals spend more time on paperwork, lacking AI assistance, which contributes to burnout and higher administrative costs. This case study highlights that even in a cautious industry like healthcare, AI leaders, whether specialized companies like Tempus or AI-enabled hospital networks, gain a significant performance and reputation edge. While laggards risk providing substandard care and facing substantial operational inefficiencies.
We can't talk about AI in retail without mentioning Amazon. How have they pioneered this space and set the standard for AI-driven commerce, fundamentally reshaping how we shop?
Oh, Amazon has truly been an AI pioneer for over 2 decades, fundamentally transforming retail. They've used machine learning extensively for their recommendation engine. The customers who bought X also bought Y feature. That alone drives a sizable portion of their sales by anticipating customer needs.
It really works too.
It does. Beyond personalization, Amazon's entire supply chain is heavily optimized with AI. From robotic warehouses that use AI pathfinding algorithms to minimize picker travel time, to dynamic pricing algorithms that adjust prices in real time based on demand and competition. This holistic integration of AI results in an extremely low cost to serve per unit and incredibly high customer retention through tailored recommendations and fast deliveries. Their market share and capitalization have grown accordingly, dwarfing many traditional retailers who just couldn't match this level of efficiency and personalization.
And on the flip side, we have a cautionary tale in Sears, a once dominant retailer that ultimately filed for bankruptcy. How does their story, even if AI wasn't the sole factor, relate to this widening AI divide?
Sears, once an undisputed giant, serves as a powerful cautionary tale, though its decline certainly had multiple causes beyond just AI. But crucially, Sears was slow to adopt e-commerce and advanced analytics, effectively lagging severely in the broader digital transformation that absolutely included AI-driven retail.
They missed the digital boat.
They really did. While Amazon and other agile competitors use data to precisely hone inventory management and personalize marketing, Sears stuck with outdated inventory systems and relied on mass promotions that lacked the targeted precision of AI. The outcome was persistent excess inventory in some areas, frustrating stockouts in others, and a customer experience that felt increasingly stale compared to AI-savvy platforms that seemed to know exactly what you wanted. Sears eventually filed for bankruptcy, while Amazon became one of the world's most valuable companies. While AI wasn't the only factor, it was a major component of a larger digital competence gap. Today, even mid-sized retailers that lag in AI by not using it for personalization or supply optimization struggle with higher inventory costs and miss online sales opportunities. As consumers increasingly gravitate to AI-rich platforms that seem to know what they want and deliver it efficiently, AI leadership in retail isn't just about cutting costs, it's about transforming the entire business model. And those who lagged paid the ultimate price of irrelevance.
So these case studies really drive home the theme of this deep dive, don't they? It's about more than just incremental improvements. It's about fundamental transformation.
They absolutely do. These examples and many others across diverse industries demonstrate a clear and consistent theme. AI leaders use a powerful combination of strategic vision, sustained investment, and relentless experimentation to integrate AI deeply into their operations. As a result, they realize significant compounding gains in efficiency, innovation, and customer satisfaction. Laggards, by contrast, often cite understandable barriers like a lack of talent or unclear ROI for delaying AI adoption. But in doing so, they forfeit immense opportunities and allow a competitive gap to open. Over time, that gap can indeed become a chasm, whether measured in hours saved, dollars earned, or customers retained. The lessons from these real-world scenarios emphasize the critical importance of proactive AI adoption and highlight the severe dangers of a wait-and-see approach in today's rapidly evolving technological landscape.
We've seen the outcomes of AI adoption, the productivity gains, the profitability differences, the market impact. Now let's unpack why AI leaders succeed while others struggle. It's clearly not just about having the technology itself, is it? It sounds like it's about fundamentally rewiring the organization.
Not at all. You hit on it precisely. Research consistently shows it's a broad set of capabilities and deep cultural factors that truly differentiate AI leaders. It's about fundamentally rewiring the entire organization, as McKinsey puts it, across 6 key areas that go far beyond simply acquiring the latest AI software. It's a holistic transformation, not just a tech upgrade. Leaders aren't just doing AI. They're becoming AI-driven from the ground up, tackling everything from boardroom strategy to the humblest data point.
So it starts right at the very top with leadership and strategy. Is that the absolute non-negotiable for leaders?
Absolutely. AI leaders have a clear, well-defined strategy and roadmap for AI adoption. They don't just dabble in ad hoc experiments, they align AI initiatives with their overarching business strategy at the highest levels. The data shows that 85% of AI leading companies follow a well-defined AI roadmap. And crucially, leadership commitment is paramount. McKinsey found that when the CEO actively oversees AI efforts, organizations see a significantly greater bottom-line impact from AI.
CEO involvement makes a real difference.
A huge difference. Senior leaders in these companies champion AI projects, communicate a compelling vision for change, and ensure that investment is sustained, even if immediate ROI isn't always obvious. This top-down alignment means AI projects get the necessary resources and are protected from short-term setbacks. Laggard firms, on the other hand, often lack this strategic clarity. They might pursue AI because it's trendy, without a unified vision, leading to disjointed efforts that simply don't scale across the enterprise.
Beyond strategy, where are leaders putting their money? What are the foundational elements they invest in heavily that truly enable AI at scale?
They invest heavily in the foundational enablers of AI success: robust data, modern technology infrastructure, and skilled talent. They recognize that AI success isn't merely about choosing the right algorithm. It requires building hard-to-copy, holistic capabilities across the entire organization. McKinsey identifies 6 rewiring dimensions. First, strategic vision, which is about identifying high-value AI opportunities and committing investments. Second, organization and talent, involving building a strong bench of AI and data experts and, crucially, upskilling existing employees. Third, an agile operating model that supports cross-functional teams to deploy AI solutions efficiently. Fourth, a cutting-edge technology stack with modern cloud-based infrastructure and tools. Fifth, a well-structured data architecture ensuring accessible, high-quality data sources, often structured as reusable data products. And finally, adoption and change management with robust programs to drive user adoption and cultural acceptance.
So it's really a whole system approach.
Exactly. Critically, leading companies excel across all these dimensions, performing roughly 2.0x to 2.5x better than their peers in each one. They don't just have one strong AI team, they build an entire ecosystem that supports AI at scale. For example, an AI leader will have a robust data governance framework and a streamlined data engineering pipeline, ensuring that data scientists can easily find and use high-quality data, whereas a laggard might be grappling with siloed, messy data that stifles any AI initiative before it even starts.
Right. Bad data in, bad AI out.
Precisely. Leaders often establish centers of excellence or dedicated AI teams to centralize expertise, but they combine this with empowering business units to drive specific AI use cases, creating a powerful hybrid operating model. Laggards, conversely, often underinvest in these foundational areas or lack sufficient AI talent and training, leading to an over-reliance on third-party solutions without building crucial internal capabilities, which significantly limits their competitive advantage.
Talent and skills development are frequently cited as the biggest barriers to AI adoption. How do leaders effectively overcome this, beyond just hiring top-tier data scientists, especially given the competitive market for those skills?
You're absolutely right. Talent is a huge differentiator, and it's a bottleneck for many. AI leaders attract and retain top AI talent, sure. But crucially, they also upskill their existing workforce on a massive scale. They create comprehensive internal programs to train engineers, analysts, and even business managers in AI basics, fostering a widespread understanding of its potential. This is often more sustainable than a pure hiring spree.
Train from within.
Exactly. They also empower cross-functional teams, meaning domain experts from the business side work directly and collaboratively with data scientists and engineers. This significantly accelerates the deployment and adoption of AI solutions because the business context is deeply embedded. Laggards, conversely, often just lament the lack of AI skills as a barrier without investing meaningfully in developing those skills internally. Or they isolate their few data scientists without giving them proper business context, which severely limits the impact of their work and leads to frustration.
And what about the nuts and bolts of the data itself and the underlying tech infrastructure? How do leaders handle that compared to laggards who often struggle with legacy systems?
Well, AI leaders fundamentally treat data as a strategic asset. They ensure its accessibility, quality, and robust governance across the organization. This means investing in modern data platforms and leveraging cloud computing to scale AI experiments quickly and efficiently. Laggards, on the other hand, might still be wrestling with outdated legacy IT systems and fragmented, inconsistent data, which effectively stifles any widespread AI initiative before it can truly take off. Leaders also meticulously choose tool sets that enable rapid prototyping, like AutoML, automated machine learning.
Making it faster to build models.
Much faster, and without needing a deep coding expert for every single project. They establish clear, reliable pipelines to deploy AI models into production, ensuring that innovations move quickly from concept to real-world application, not getting stuck in technical debt or pilot phases.
So it's not enough to just experiment with AI. You have to be able to scale what works across the entire organization. How do leaders manage this agile experimentation and scaling process, moving from a successful pilot to company-wide impact?
Exactly. Leaders adopt agile methodologies for their AI projects, meaning they iterate quickly, validate the value of an initiative in a small setting, and then, crucially, scale the successful ones enterprise-wide. Many laggards, unfortunately, get stuck in what's often called pilot purgatory. They might experiment with AI in one small corner of the business, but they never manage to integrate it broadly.
Pilot purgatory, I like that. Sounds frustrating.
It is. BCG's 2024 research noted a stark statistic. 74% of companies have yet to see tangible value at scale from AI, often because they haven't developed the necessary capabilities to move beyond proofs of concept. The leading 26% overcome this by tackling people and process challenges head-on. An interesting insight from BCG is that AI leaders channel about 70% of their effort into people and process issues like change management, defining new roles, upskilling the workforce, and only 30% into the technology and algorithms themselves.
So focus on the people side more than the tech.
Seems counterintuitive, but yes. Laggards, conversely, often mistakenly focus too much on just the tech, missing the crucial human element. This includes practical steps like retraining employees whose jobs are impacted by AI, rethinking workflows to seamlessly integrate AI outputs, and establishing clear, ethical AI guidelines.
Culture is a huge, often intangible factor in any major organizational shift. How does a company's culture of data-driven decision-making factor into becoming an AI leader? And what happens if that culture isn't there?
Culture is indeed a significant dividing line. In leader organizations, there's a widespread cultural acceptance of AI. Employees trust AI tools because those tools have been introduced properly, their benefits clearly communicated, and their value demonstrated. Leaders communicate successes internally, sharing stories of how an AI solution saved time or improved a key metric to build momentum and buy-in. At AI leading companies, even non-technical managers become comfortable using AI insights, such as dashboards with AI forecasts, in their daily decisions. There's an enterprise-wide data literacy and a collective buy-in.
So it's not just the data scientists using it.
Not at all. I recall speaking with a CEO who told me their biggest hurdle wasn't the tech itself, but getting their 50-year-old middle managers excited about learning a new AI-powered workflow. That cultural shift is often harder than the coding. In lagging organizations, there might be resistance or even fear among staff, driven by concerns like, will AI take my job? Or a general lack of trust in AI outputs, often because leadership hasn't effectively set the tone to embrace these powerful tools. Leaders actively address these cultural factors by being transparent about AI's role, involving employees in AI implementation, and even crowdsourcing AI ideas internally or setting up internal competitions to encourage engagement and ownership. This transforms AI from a threat into a tool for empowerment.
So it sounds like leaders are caught in a virtuous cycle of positive feedback and compounding advantages, while laggards are caught in a vicious one, almost like a runaway train heading in opposite directions.
That's a perfect way to put it. Leaders align their strategic vision, invest systematically in foundational enablers data, talent, tech, build the right teams with agile operating models, and cultivate an agile learning organization. This creates a powerful virtuous cycle where each successful AI deployment builds confidence, generates more data for future models, and deepens organizational knowledge, making the organization increasingly adept at leveraging AI. Laggards, unfortunately, often face a vicious cycle. Without early wins, they fail to justify larger investments, they don't build necessary capabilities, and subsequent AI efforts struggle, causing further skepticism and a reluctance to invest more. The good news, as experts note, is that the gap is not unbridgeable, but it requires serious dedication to transformation. That fundamental rewiring of how the company runs.
So it is possible to catch up.
It is, but it takes commitment. Companies like Walmart or Goldman Sachs have shown that even large legacy incumbents can transform into AI leaders by heavily investing, hiring top tech talent, and fostering an innovative culture, thereby closing the gap with born digital competitors. The path is challenging, but in the AI era, it's increasingly necessary for survival.
Let's bring this all home. What are the ultimate implications of this widening AI gap for you, whether you're a business leader or an individual professional, and for businesses worldwide? Is this truly a make-or-break moment for long-term viability?
It absolutely is a make or break moment, I think. AI is now a central axis of competitive advantage, fundamentally separating winners from losers in the marketplace. Companies effectively deploying AI achieve a powerful mix of advantages that reinforce one another. They incur lower costs, develop better products and services, achieve faster speed to market, and cultivate stronger customer loyalty. Imagine an AI-equipped company that can produce goods at 30% lower cost or serve customers with far fewer staff thanks to automation. This enables them to either drastically undercut competitors on price while maintaining healthy margins, or to offer a uniquely personalized or higher quality service that others simply cannot match. Think a streaming service with an unbeatable recommendation algorithm, or a retailer with ultra-accurate demand prediction that ensures items are always in stock.
Those are powerful advantages.
Extremely powerful. And these advantages are not fleeting. They tend to be sustainable because they often stem from proprietary data and refined algorithms assets that are incredibly difficult for latecomers to replicate. And as we've noted, these benefits compound over time. The more data and experience an AI leader accumulates, the better and more accurate its models become, widening the competitive moat around its business. Laggards will find it increasingly hard to maintain competitive pricing or customer satisfaction when others are leveraging AI to do the same work far more efficiently and intelligently. In essence, AI capabilities are becoming the new table stakes. Much like internet connectivity became a basic requirement for businesses in the 2000s, robust AI capabilities may become a baseline necessity for competitiveness in the late 2020s.
Table stakes. So just to stay in the game.
Pretty much. We're already seeing this shift. AI capabilities are appearing in requests for proposals where clients explicitly demand that potential vendors leverage AI for better performance. Failing to adopt AI could soon preclude companies from even being considered for significant business opportunities, literally taking you out of the running.
And the disruption factor. How are fast-moving AI leaders reshaping entire industries, not just outperforming their immediate competitors, but creating entirely new rules?
Right, fast-moving AI leaders don't just outperform, they are the disruptors, actively redefining industries. We've seen how nimble fintech startups used AI to challenge entrenched traditional banks, or how AI-heavy tech firms have rapidly encroached on sectors like media, transportation, and healthcare. When a company uses AI to create a genuinely new business model or delivers an order of magnitude improvement in service or cost, it triggers major market disruption. Consider OpenAI's release of ChatGPT. It immediately introduced new ways for people to search for information or generate content, posing a direct, disruptive threat to traditional search engines and content creators.
Huge disruption.
Massive. Companies that swiftly embrace such AI, like Microsoft integrating OpenAI's technology into its products, can disrupt markets to their immense advantage. Those that ignore it risk obsolescence. Imagine if Google hadn't responded with its own aggressive AI initiatives. Another critical angle is that AI can actually lower entry barriers for newcomers in some areas. A startup, by leveraging readily available cloud AI services, can quickly access capabilities that previously only corporate giants possessed.
So startups can compete faster now.
Exactly. This means an agile new entrant can rapidly scale with AI and capture market share from lumbering incumbents that haven't modernized. We're already seeing examples. Smaller direct-to-consumer brands leveraging AI-driven marketing to outcompete larger retailers in niche segments, or new manufacturing firms built as smart factories from the ground up, outproducing legacy factories with remarkable efficiency. In essence, AI is a force multiplier for disruption. It amplifies the advantage of being innovative and fast. For incumbents, this raises the stakes significantly. They must either lead the change or risk being displaced by it. Indeed, three-quarters of companies have yet to fully unlock AI's value, and without decisive action, they risk falling significantly behind their more ambitious rivals.
This sounds like it's not just about losing market share, but about the very long-term survival and viability of a business. Is this truly an existential threat for laggards?
It's a strong statement, but history offers very clear parallels. Companies that lagged significantly in previous technology waves, whether it was personal computers, the internet, mobile commerce, often either caught up belatedly at great expense, were acquired, or in many cases simply went out of business. In the AI era, the concern is that the competitive gap may become so wide that persistent laggards cannot catch up at all if they wait too long. AI capabilities are not something one can simply buy overnight or implement in a quarter. They require deep proprietary data, often years' worth of collection and refinement, significant organizational learning, and seamlessly integrated systems.
It takes time to build.
A lot of time. If a firm waits, say, until 2030 to start taking AI seriously, it may find that competitors have 5 or more years of data network effects and refined AI models that make them virtually unbeatable. Additionally, as AI leaders generate more profit through their efficiencies and new offerings, they can reinvest that into further AI advances, continuously widening the resource gap and accelerating their lead.
What about talent? Does that become an issue too?
Absolutely. Laggards also face a significant risk of talent attrition. Top talent in fields from engineering to management increasingly wants to work in AI-forward companies where they can build cutting-edge solutions and contribute to innovation. A company seen as technologically stagnant could severely struggle to attract and retain the skilled people it needs to innovate, which can become an existential problem as innovation stalls. Furthermore, from a valuation perspective, financial markets and investors are already starting to heavily discount companies that lack a credible AI strategy or story. Analysts are increasingly asking public companies about their AI strategy on earnings calls, and if a company consistently has nothing compelling to show, investor confidence can wane, affecting its ability to raise capital for future endeavors. In some cases, entire business models might simply become obsolete due to AI. Consider a business built on manual data processing in a world where AI can do it instantly and flawlessly. Without a swift pivot, such companies will not remain viable.
So obsolete business models are a real risk.
A very real risk. This dynamic could also increase industry concentration, leading to winner-takes-most scenarios if only a handful of companies in each sector successfully harness AI at scale, capturing outsized market share and leaving smaller players behind. And this isn't just a domestic issue, it's playing out globally. A company lagging in AI not only risks losing to domestic rivals, but potentially to an overseas competitor that uses AI to deliver a better or cheaper product into its market. Ultimately, the long-term viability of firms will likely depend on their adaptability and continuous innovation in the face of rapid AI advancements. Businesses must plan not just for current AI capabilities, but for future disruptions.
Like what comes next after today's AI?
Exactly. Next generation AI could automate even more complex jobs or create entirely new product categories. Those who institutionalize adaptability essentially becoming learning organizations that can swiftly absorb and leverage new AI technology will outlast those that do not. The cost of inaction is rising with every passing day. As one tech consultancy warned, every day a firm delays AI implementation adds to the cost and difficulty of catching up as competitors compound their lead. In just 6 months, a laggard might find competitors have launched AI-powered features it only ideated, employees have started using unsanctioned AI tools out of necessity, and customers have migrated to AI-rich alternatives. This paints a stark picture. Not adopting AI is no longer a safe status quo. It's an active, escalating risk factor that threatens the very existence of a business.
So what does this all mean for you, for your company, for your career? This deep dive into AI adoption confirms that AI is no longer optional. It's imperative. Leaders are leveraging it for compounding competitive advantages, driving unprecedented productivity, creating new value, and securing significant market share gains. Laggards, conversely, face growing disadvantages that are measurably impacting their efficiency, innovation, and customer perception. The differences boil down to a combination of strategic vision from the top, sustained investment in foundational enablers like data and talent, and a fundamental cultural willingness to transform and embrace this new era.
The competitive landscape will undoubtedly be defined by those who can harness AI effectively, profoundly impacting every sector. But this raises an important question that extends beyond just competitive advantage. Beyond the immediate business gains, what are the broader ethical implications of this widening AI gap, especially for society as a whole? What responsibility do AI leaders have to bridge this divide, to ensure that the benefits of this powerful technology are more equitably distributed? And more personally, how can you, regardless of your current role or company's AI maturity, embody the learning organization mindset to ensure not just your own viability and career growth, but also contribute to a more equitable and responsible embrace of this powerful technology?
Something to mull over as we wrap up this deep dive. Thank you for joining us.